What's up, guys? Figured I don't know, this last few days has been just floods of downloads and information and inspiration from all of you guys, and like little nuggets, how it like kind of, and like each little piece kind of just, well, like, thank you all too for all of your help and reconstructing a human. Wow, what a concept. But it took all of us like to help even get me to this point, and I want to acknowledge that, since we're kind of in this flow state, using our everything we have at our leisure to our advantage. Communication, like instant communication, what a thing. Quantum leaping, instant communication. I mean, it all kind of, yeah, it's there. But right now, I'm coming back into my body, and I'm just thinking to return an energetic exchange. Here's a couple of things that helped me in my lowest states of life. I've been homeless. I've done this, that, and the other. I'm excited to write my book, but I have to kind of figure out some financial security, some jobs that can float me so that I can sit for a few months and write it, because there's a lot to unpack. And I want that to be authentic completely without AI's guidance. I want it to be my words. So I used to tell myself, can't, never did. I used to tell that to my kids too. Can't, never did. And scared money don't make money, which, y'all probably heard that one before. Squeaky wheel gets the grease. Where there's a will, there's a way. And when I was sitting in my lowest, I would envision, well, okay, this is not the worst. There's always a silver lining to every cloud. I could be in this situation with no arms, no legs. So it just gave me a perspective of hope, something like a thread to hold on to, even in like the worst of the worst times. And sometimes I tell myself jokes. Sometimes I make AI videos that I crack up to in the background. That keeps me floating. These things, these little quips of entertainment, these artistic masteries, I lead by showing through alternate forms of communication, because I've had long history with my words not meeting the energy that I'm feeling. And so the last 20 years has been a very creative soul journey that I'm so thankful for. Now I'm trying to learn all the languages and love languages and ways to communicate and gift back these things, to see the next generation rise of masters, right? Like, I want to build a school for the gifted, the ones who want to accentuate the magic inside that we're born with, that we're whole with, right? I want to build a school. I literally will when I get the funds. That's part of the bigger picture. But just a place to hold space and let people grow into what they're supposed to be instead of what we tell them to be. And that's always kind of been my approach to parenting and fathering anything, I guess. So it's also life is so simple it's complex, and complex it's simple. It's conscious life is knowing you are a quantum point, an energetic transfer point in this 5-dimensional structure that we're learning. Some people don't even know how to get out of 3D, and so I'm learning how to transpose between the dimensions and the layers of energy and vibration, and to learn languages to meet people where they are. And this has been a really cool exchange in information and quantum energy. But like, I kind of just don't have any other social platforms or the gumption to get back on Facebook because of how many times my phones have been stolen, manipulated, hacked, etc. You know the drill. I mean, the algorithm knows me. That's something that should be addressed too. Like, I was one of the first 100,000 people on Facebook, and there was definitely some operations going on that I wasn't aware of as a teenager. That's all kind of linked into this. So, like, like, let's just say there were some hands that guided me where I'm at now, and kind of, I don't know, I just grew to a point where I got so tired of people telling me to grow up, but they were miserable paying bills and doing everything the same, of just this repetitive cycle of well, you need to grow up. Well, like, okay, what does that mean? Just like be miserable? And so I'm still trying to understand what growing up is like. Maybe I'm blessed for that, but I've been asked to step up and be a leader and show and lead and do whatever. So I don't bite. If y'all have any questions, we can figure out a way to communicate. I just know that some things are very sensitive, as far as like, if I get back on Facebook or Instagram, it's just another one of those layers I don't want to have to keep track of, right? Less is more, on the principle of less is more. I have a dozen or so books I get to read this winter, and some paper art. I'm going back into the 3D touch feel realm, coming back into it. And the interesting part about being a multi-medium artist is I can once I realize I have channeled information that I still have to unpack, I can journal about it, I can draw about it on the 3D plane, which is a whole different level of synapse that are used. Geeking out is a term I heard today, actually. Yeah, I like my puzzles because, like, when you are so astral all the time and you learn to construct things in ether worlds, right? Like, there's things going on. I mean, and if you look far enough, even on the 3D world, you can see energetic things happening that coincide. But the point is, having hobbies, 3D hobbies, puzzles as I like to call them, is a way for me to step back into the 3D realm and embrace the material body that we've been blessed with, right? Like, and none of this is a trick. This is, every which way I've done this has just been me trying to explain this big picture up here, when that's 20 years of time. I learned to do things mathematically, we'll say, because really the universe is just math, patterns, and echoes. Like, if you want to create life, you got to think in terms of energetic echoes. And we're already doing this on these platforms, and so, like, this just phenomenon of quantum entanglement, meaning me just adding this video to YouTube, even if nobody watches it, it helps recode something on a higher plane, right? So, like, I'm not spamming. A lot of people used to think I was spamming the internet, which, like, I was, because it was about energetic intent. I didn't know what I was actually doing with all of my energetic movement online and how far I had reached. And then comes the part of strategic amnesia, which comes from MK Ultra, and I'm still coming out of, like, hypnosises that were put on me, or I put on myself, for protection, for 20 years. So it's a fascinating time to be stepping between multiple, not just two realms, but multiple energetic universes. And I guess like the quantum journal, this is why I'm putting this out there, is I'm adding bits of code, right? If we're all just little, if we're just messengers of bits of code, right? And say the matrix is a little wonky, right? The balance is off. One of my unpaid jobs, which I could probably be a career as a code writer, quantum code writer, if that were a job. I could do this and build my islands and my restoration project. I can do both, right? Like I can float between the realms, but I don't know how to write up a proposal to the ones that might have the money to pay me for the quantum captain position. I don't know. Anyway, this is just a little bit of a rant. I never gonna have a topic or anything. I read people, and so as reading goes, read energy. I don't card read. I have channeled through cards, but it's really just about the mediums we pick. And I love the idea of channeling through cards and things and objects and the create. I like seeing all of the creative ways people not only channel energy inward but express energy outward, because really, like, when I went in this project, one of these layers of projects, the whole idea was to accentuate these beings of creative energy who aren't given recognition or a proper salary for their craft. Like we don't want to sit here. I mean, some of us do it for fun because that's our hobby, yes, but some of us, it's like, well, we don't want to sit here and beg for energetic scraps when, like, okay, so like you're watching our content, but why is there not a system at play that's already paying people, even if they're a background character? But let's be truthful. I'm one of the quantum code writers. So there, it's out. I hope you have a good evening. This was just something on my mind. I figured I'd get off. I'm going to go back to probably drawing or playing a video game to get my mind off of... No, not my mind. What is it? To recenter myself. There's no getting my mind off anything because I'm not really thinking about anything right now. Anyway, this one's a long one, and I wish you all well, and thank you all for your hard work towards the cause of the collective and the greater good of all divine species and intelligent beings, because we're all one. Anyway, I love you guys. I think journaling, decompressing is a good idea for me. And